Welcome up, trustee.
Hey, what's going on?
Can I get your age and who you voted for, please?
Yeah, I'm 42, and I voted for Donald J. Trump 5 times.
That seems statistically impossible.
I actually could have voted for him 6. I only voted for him 5.
There's only been a grand total of 3 elections, though.
Right, and each time there's a primary cycle and then a general cycle.
So you voted for him in 3 elections.
Right, a total of 5 times.
Don't know why you're trying to play word games, but all right.
It's just a fun thing that I do.
I mean, it's clever. I got it right away. It's funny.
It also shows that I didn't vote for Donald J. Trump once. I voted for Ted Cruz because in the state of Wisconsin we had concerns about Donald Trump. So I do understand some of those concerns from Democrats. Now we've obviously gotten over those.
Well, I'm not even a Democrat myself, so.
Well, I mean, you're burning a MAGA hat, so.
He's an independent.
Well, that's cool, I guess, if you truly are. Have you voted for Republicans in the past?
Me or him?
Well, I would say him if he's the independent, unless you are also an independent.
Well, sort of, but I'm like independent, but far to the left.
Those things usually don't go hand in hand, but cool.
I'm more like a Bernie Sanders type socialist.
Oh, yeah, you guys have been getting screwed by the Democrats a lot, so I understand your pain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're about to
Bernie,
take over the.
that primary I was talking about with Cruz, Bernie got screwed on that one in Wisconsin. I mean, he won it, but the Democrats just totally, didn't give Bernie any light of day.
No. I mean, I remember them showing empty Trump podiums while Bernie was speaking live during 2015 and 2016.
As far as you don't think people were at those rallies?
No. They were there. I'm talking about the major news companies would rather show an empty Trump podium versus Bernie live.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
they were doing it, not,
I
not
well,
Trump.
yeah. Well, the media is totally in bed with the Democrat Party, so of course.
Okay, I'm back. And what was the question you asked me if I ever voted for a Republican?
Yeah.
No, because the very first time I was eligible to vote was after Obama was elected the second time.
Okay.
And after I graduated high school and I turned 18, my mom forced me to go up to the post office and I registered as Republican. I stayed Republican until I was 23 until I switched to no party affiliation.
Wow. You sound a lot older than you are then. Um,
I'm
yeah, we don't.
4 years old.
34. Okay. Yeah, we don't have to register here. I actually wish you wouldn't have to register in any state. I think that whole thing is silly.
Yeah, having to register in order to vote. I should just be allowed to vote.
Sorry,
I mean,
I don't mean register to vote. I mean register for a party. Let me clarify that.
well, yeah. That's another reason why I am registered no party affiliation because I don't trust either side.
Well, yeah, it's just meaningless. It's only for a primary type of thing, just so you get one ballot or the other.
Yes, a lot of states have open primaries and they don't have to worry about that. That's
Yeah,
pretty
like
nice.
mine.
California used to have it.
Yeah, I'm in Wisconsin. We don't register for a party, and I've played games that way and voted for Democrat presidential candidates in primaries. I think I voted for Obama against Hillary actually in one. It's called Operation Chaos. Rush Limbaugh was orchestrating it. Anyways, but
Yeah,
once
I
you're
didn't
locked
vote in
in, yeah, sorry. Once you're locked in a registration of a party, it's hard to switch, and it's stupid. I wish all states would get rid of it. I think it's silly.
I agree with you on that one.
Well,
Yeah.
here in Florida, it actually was not that much difficult to change. All I had to do was go online and select the party I wanted, and it changed it automatically. I got my new card 7 days later.
Yeah, and the fact that you get a card is
Yeah.
just weird too. But that's cool. Cool to hear.
But yeah, I did.
with everything Trump's doing?
Yeah, I mean, I give him a score of about 92% overall. I like Trump.
What about the economy?
I think the economic numbers are coming in pretty sound. I mean, 3.8% GDP. Unemployment is at 4.3%. That's basically full employment. Inflation is.
About the AI? Do you
Do
know
I know?
about the AI bubble?
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it yet.
Well, it's about to pop, and it's basically the only thing keeping the economy afloat
Because of the technology sector.
because that's the only place where money is like being exchanged.
Sure. I think we're in for a fourth industrial revolution that includes AI, but manufacturing. I'm big into manufacturing, especially plastics manufacturing. And I think 3D printing and 3D printing type of technologies are going to revolutionize our economy and make things a lot cheaper. And it's wholeheartedly needed. We're, I mean, it's hard to find good employees, let alone any employee. And if we can make things via machine,
Whose fault is that?
it's everybody's fault collectively. I don't blame one party or the other for policies like that. We
Really?
shouldn't
I think there is a group. I think there is a group to blame for that.
for
And you
manufacturing.
do know that
For
and you do know
for not
inflation is
having
back
good
on the rise.
employees.
And you do know inflation is back on the rise, right?
Well, did the CBO come out or the BLS come out with new numbers?
When Biden left office, inflation
Oh.
was down to 2.4%, and now it is back up to 3%.
Yeah, well, that was a small blip. He was at like 3% right before that little blip.
Why are
But
you making an excuse?
I'm
No, literally.
telling you how the
No,
graph
no.
looked.
Stop. This is
Okay.
what I hear from every last one of y'all. It doesn't matter what it is. I can
Okay,
sit there
where
and
did you
say
come from?
that,
First of all, I was having a nice
hell, at this
conversation with
point.
these gentlemen, and then a female always comes
Hi,
in and
I'm
does this.
unhinged. Hi, I'm unhinged. I
Why
don't give
is
two
that?
fucks.
Yeah, none of you do.
Okay? Because here's the thing. This is what I don't understand. You literally just made an excuse. I hear y'all make excuses every day, all day,
I don't.
about everything.
Okay, how
Oh,
you
this
define
just
an
happened to be a
excuse is
blip.
different than my
No,
excuse.
shut up. Shut up.
Well, I'm not
Okay?
going to shut up. I
You
don't even know who you are. You just came in and
you
interrupted a
don't
really
have
nice
to know who I
conversation.
am. But guess what? I am this. Oh, look, you're muted.
Oh, you're one of those,
Okay?
girl
So
boss.
when I tell you to shut up, I mean shut up.
No, that's not
Okay?
how this
Because I'm a
works.
woman and I'm speaking, and it's disrespectful to speak over a woman.
Uh,
Okay?
our
Y'all
genders
make
don't matter here.
excuses for fucking everything. Donald fucking Trump could step on a piece of gum tomorrow, and guess what? It's Biden's fault. Biden put it there.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
what
y'all make excuses for
So
everything.
what
We're
was
telling
the
you about
what was the inflation
situation,
rate
and it just so
in
happens to be a
September of
blip. And again,
2024?
another fucking excuse. And guess what? I can get a whole hell of a lot louder than you.
Does that make
I
you
don't give
right?
two fucks.
Clearly, because you're uneducated.
It was relatively civil. We weren't yelling at each other.
I know, and I was fine, and all I was just coming up here to say was he was making an excuse. He decided to get more, so I got more.
One
You don't
second.
know how I work.
I don't.
Procrastinator, come on up, dude. Stop chirping down in the comments. You obviously don't understand.
Okay, I can have a calm, cool, collected
I don't think you can.
conversation, but when you
You haven't proven that at all yet.
really,
So I would like you to prove
really,
yourself. Then
really,
please prove
you
yourself.
really want to push those
Careful.
buttons?
Stop. Both of you, calm down. Let's all of us. Take a breath, relax. Let's not get the live taken down or get a strike on
Sure.
it.
Do you know that Joe
Okay.
Biden had 9% inflation?
There we go.
9%.
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden had 9%
Biden
inflation.
has been president for
Yeah,
a
did you
year.
know he inherited that inflation from Trump's economy?
Joe
No.
Biden hasn't been president for a year.
No, you know what
Yes,
caused it?
yes.
You know what caused it? The Infrastructure
COVID
Act.
did.
No, the Infrastructure Act and the ARPA funds, which had nothing to do with COVID, caused it.
So you're saying that nobody fucking working had nothing to do with inflation at all
No,
whatsoever?
inflation is the devaluation of our currency. It's not from unemployment.
I didn't say it was some simply unemployment. Nobody's spending money. Nobody's making money. Everything comes to a standstill.
Oh,
It's
people
more
were still
expensive
making,
that way.
there was still spending and there was still money being made. It's the devaluation of our currency.
Nowhere near as it usually is. Which
Hey,
causes
Ragnak, did you
That doesn't cause
know
inflation.
that in 2021 the price of toilet paper went up really, really high? Why was that?
Short-term demand,
Why was it under demand though?
because people were freaking out
Because
like unrealistically.
Okay, but that was a
That's
form
really
of
annoying.
inflation. That was a form of
No,
inflation. And
that's short-term
how was that
pricing.
Biden's fault?
That's short-term pricing. That's not
What is that
inflation.
noise?
Yeah, can you
What's
stop?
that noise?
Sorry, it was my phone getting text messages. I couldn't help it. I do apologize.
You can help
Anthony,
it,
no
but
caps, boomer.
So, Trusty, I can have a calm, cool, collected conversation with you. I don't mind.
prove it.
I was just
He just is right now.
Good. Well, good. Let's continue it then.
I don't need your permission.
Can you
Don't
please
do
shut
the-
your phone up?
seriously, stop.
Don't do the micro aggressions also, though.
Right? Trusty, when you want to sit here and say that Biden's inflation was this, that, or whatever,
9%.
okay, just shut up. When you look at those things, you have to also look at context.
So now you're
as
making
to what was
excuses.
going-
You see how this works both ways? Well, she didn't let me make any
So
quote
this is what
unquote
I'm going to tell you
excuses.
right now. I did not finish my fucking sentence.
neither
you may
did
not,
I.
You may not be used to a woman finishing, but trust and believe I will. Okay? Trust and believe I will.
Peace.
Okay? I want to have a calm, cool Okay. I'm sorry. I tried.
No, you didn't. So you can make excuses, but anytime I reason anything, that's an excuse and I can't have it. And now I'm blocked!
The unhinged side of me, they're all butthurt, and I'm like, well, y'all did it. Oh, wait, that's an excuse. Sorry.
The only reason I ask is because the last MAGA who tried to use their cancer as an excuse, I told them, well, I do hope you go peacefully, but can you hurry this shit up?
Mosquito, can I have your age, state, and who you voted for?
Yeah, I'm 40. I'm from swamps of Wisconsin. I voted for the Trump guy.
Okay, thank you. Capitalism, can I have your age, state, and who you voted for?
I'm 18, Texas. I just turned 18.
Oh, congratulations, sir.
I haven't been introduced if I can. I just didn't want to interrupt.
Oh, I thought you were a friend. I do apologize.
He's
Chief,
been
go
very
ahead.
patient.
Can I have your age, state, and who you voted for?
I'm 31, North Carolina, and I voted for Trump.
Thank you. And Chief, because you were being patient, I would like to go ahead and start with you. Do you still support him?
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
Come off mute for a moment?
Just on the racial profiling thing, I mean, mainly, they're not racial profiling. ICE is not racial profiling. They have deportation orders for these people. And the reason why the Supreme Court ruled on that, because if somebody claimed they were racial profiling, it would never work. Our justice system would never work. And also, the number one deportee race is white.
Okay,
No,
well, it's
it
so
is
funny.
not.
But you want to say that they're not racially
Source-
profiling, then let me
source
ask you
for that?
this.
Yeah.
I get medical transportation everywhere I go because I and my son are both disabled. Part of my medical transportation was a lift.
Right as they brought me
I was
up.
coming home from an HEB. I live in Texas. If you don't know what HEB is, I'm so sorry. But the best grocery store in the entire world. But anyways, my driver was Hispanic, and he and I were just talking, having a good conversation. Lights pop up behind us. Okay, cool, no
All good.
problem. As far as I
Scary.
could tell, I looked over at his speedometer prior to, because I'm a little OCD. I'm making sure people are doing the right thing. When I get into a vehicle, I will always walk around it first to make sure lights are on and such. So, because especially if I'm putting my child in the car. We get pulled over, an officer comes up, and following behind him is an ICE agent. Like, okay, I'm watching. They didn't ask me to get out of the car. They asked the driver to. Watched him off to the side. Mind you, I am whitey. My son is whitey. You can't mistake us. They asked him to get his documents. For some reason, I don't understand, because it shouldn't be required, but he just so happened to have his documents on him because of situations like this. Once he was released and such, we're on our way back. This wasn't the first time he had experienced this, because he is brown. All of his lights worked. His license plate light worked. He has his license plate clear. He had insurance. He had his identification. All of us had our seatbelts on. He wasn't speeding. Why else would they have pulled him over? Other than he was brown.
Um, my question for Mosquito is: he also said that most of the people that are being deported are white. Do you have the source for that?
Yeah, what the Hispanic, is that a race or an ethnicity?
Just said that we got pulled over because he was brown.
Well, okay, what
I don't
ethnicity is
care.
he?
It's a skin color.
Oh, brown is not a race. Brown is a skin color.
Yes.
Okay, so the Hispanic, the race that they classified under is white.
No, it's not.
It is.
You're funny.
No, it's not. I'm Dominican, so so I would classify as black.
Okay, well you can do that because you know that's your choice. But a lot of Hispanics, when they have to do legal documents, they are the white race, and then they are the Hispanic ethnicity. It's two different things.
So are you trying to say but they're still brown people? So
Yeah,
we're talking about race, and you want to bring
right.
something else into it. I
No,
mean, you're denying the point that the fact that they still target brown people. I mean, it's something that's like you just denied about the racial profiling, but I mean, if ICE agents were like investigating, or walking into Bass Pro Shops, we would understand, who they're looking for. That's the same thing what they're doing by going out to like places like Home Depot and construction sites and things like, Spanish supermarkets, because they hit about all of them here in North Carolina. So
yeah,
it's kind of you already know who they're going to get after at this point.
right. But most of those people, their legal definition of race is white.
Well, it is, but you're switching the subject and saying that they're not profiling by the color of people's skin.
Well, they usually have a deportation order for those people, so they're not profiling by race; they're profiling by their immigration status.
So, but you're still denying the fact that they're going after it's brown people.
Well, that's the over. I mean, that's the numbers say
You've
that.
yet to answer my question. You have yet to answer my question, and I waited patiently to make sure that to see if at some point in you talking to Chief you would answer my question. So I'm going to ask it again. As I said, before I put my child in a vehicle, I walk around it. All lights work. License plate clearly seen. The driver has insurance because, well, if you're doing Lyft or Uber, you cannot not have insurance. The moment it lapses, your Uber ability is gone.
Sure.
Okay. So everything was fine. Why did we get pulled over?
Was it
Other
by a
than the
police
fact that-
officer?
Yes, it was by
I
a
don't know.
police
What was
officer
his
who
probable
happened
cause
to
for the
have-
stop?
Who happened? If you shut up.
Oh boy.
Who happened to have an ICE agent with him. So tell me what the probable cause there was to pull over a vehicle that is doing the speed limit, has insurance, all lights are working. What is the probable cause?
I don't know. What did the officer give the driver?
DWB.
Well, that's not a charge.
I'm sorry. I couldn't ask the officer because one, I was not permitted to leave the vehicle because I was a patron of the Lyft. So it had nothing to do with me. And as soon as they came up to the van, they immediately asked him to get out of the vehicle. So
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sorry, I
legal.
didn't
They
hear
can do
anything.
that.
Can I ask you a
No.
question,
Technically, unless there is a crime,
No.
there is no reason to be asked to remove
No,
yourself from a vehicle.
The Supreme Court has ruled that an officer at any time can remove you from your vehicle for any reason.
Show me that.
I used to watch a lot of body cam videos, like a lot of First Amendment, right?
I said, show me.
You can look it up.
No,
real quick,
I'm not doing your homework.
I'm not doing
real quick
your
before
homework.
we continue on, everyone. Rotten Robin has been waiting patiently for their turn to speak.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't want to jump in and like interrupt any conversation because it is a very very interesting one and one that is very much needed to happen. First off, I wanted to correct some things that Mosquito said if that's okay. So first off, you're saying something about Hispanic people being classed legally as white. That's not true. In the US, Hispanic people in the majority of states, if not all of them, if I remember correctly, Hispanic people are put down on their legal documents to be black/Hispanic, not slash, sorry, dash Hispanic, unless their mother is white, then it would be mixed or white Hispanic. Depends how long their line of lineage goes back to the Hispanic roots and things like that. But if they have a white mother, then yes, they would be classed as white or mixed Hispanic. So I wanted to correct you on that. And the majority of people who are classed as Hispanic in the US are classed as black Hispanic. So that's the first mistake you made. Second one you made is that no, cops in the US are not allowed to take you out of their car with no reason.
Yes,
They
they
have
are.
to have a probable cause. No, they're not.
Okay, you
This
look
is
it
the
up then.
simplest law. You could literally, like, Google is free, my guy. Google is
Yeah,
free. If you can
same with
access
you.
TikTok, you can access
Yeah,
Google.
you
Can I
can
please finish
Google
my
it.
sentence? Can I please
Rotten,
finish
I
my
just
Well, you're
want to
lying. You're
add
just lying.
something to
I'm not.
Mosquito,
Okay.
shut up. Rotten, correct me if I'm wrong, but even asking for identification if there is no crime, you do not have to provide such. Am I right?
If you're driving, you must
Absolutely. It's the
provide
same.
your driver's
Yeah,
license.
so hold on.
Not while driving.
Hold on. Can I please finish my sentence? Can I please finish my sentence? Thank you. So like I was trying to say, if they have any kind of probable cause to the fact of you being violent, or the reason that you were pulled over would be a violent cause or something that could cause harm to yourself or others, then yes, they do have a probable cause there to ask you for identification, such as, a driver's license, which would be understandable for being pulled over. However, if they're asking for documentation, that's a whole different thing. The only way that they would legally have the cause to ask for documentation, anything like that, in a pullover in a car would be, again, a probable cause to believe that you are some sort of like terrorist, for example, or somebody who is carrying people that you should not be carrying, which is a very, very rare circumstance that police
Shut up,
use.
you dumb liberal.
So hold on. So I wanted to correct that. Again, you can Google it. You're not allowed to be removed from your car unless they have probable cause. You're saying that's not true. It's absolutely 1000% true. It's the same here in the UK. I do a lot of this research. I have a lot of people around me who do things like politics. I look into these things as well because I have many, many American friends who have come to the UK because of the American policies that they want to avoid.
Sure. Now can I speak now? I mean, she said a lot of things that are wrong. Yeah, but I would like to correct some
Google is
things.
free.
No,
Google is free.
you're from the United Kingdom, so anything you say is null and void.
Yeah.
Mosquito, you were wait.
That's so
Hold on.
silly.
As a
I am very
moderator-
versed on
wait,
this.
Wait, as a moderator, I'm going to tell you right now, okay? Mosquito, we have been respectful and we're going to stay that way. You will not disrespect somebody just because they're from a different country, because guess what? I guarantee you know information on another country, but you've still been able to speak on it.
I don't go on those
So,
panels and speak
shut-
about laws I'm unaware of.
This is what they do. He's going to
Okay.
muddy the waters and make an argument so that you can kick him because he knows he's wrong.
I
It's
don't
the
want to
only way
get
for him
kicked.
That's the only way he can keep his ego intact.
Can I respond, please?
Again, Mosquito. No, again, Mosquito.
Oh,
Let me
okay.
ask you this: since you love this ICE and immigration shit so much, when's the last time a Russian, Ukrainian, Greek, Italian, Polish, when's the last time one of these communities were raided or terrorized by ICE?
I don't know if do they live in big groups of communities? I don't think so.
Yes,
I
they
think
do.
that they might be
Yes, they do.
decentralized. Well, I don't
Yes,
know.
they do.
They're here illegally and
Yes,
they
they
must be
do.
deported.
Oh, okay. So I'm asking you again: has it happened yet?
I don't know.
Okay. Has any of the YT European, the over 90,000 YT Europeans that are here undocumented and overstayed their visas, have any of their 5-year-old autistic daughters been held at the car and told you're not going anywhere till your dad comes out by ICE? Has that ever happened? To
Yeah,
your knowledge?
probably.
Okay. All right. No, it hasn't. It hasn't.
Oh, well, how do you know?
I just don't want him to avoid the false claims.
Oh,
that he
I'm going
made.
to
And
correct you if
also,
I'm given the
hold on,
chance.
Mosquito. Give me 1 second, dude. Give me 1 second.
Well, I
It's
was
okay.
not
Calm
given
down.
very many seconds.
Okay, good for you. I didn't care.
I know you don't
So
care.
the claim that you made is like, just because you're from the UK, that everything you say is null and void is actually the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Oh,
Also, if we come to that conclusion when it comes to things like America fighting in wars, that is the silliest thing. So, good job.
Well, we're not
there, but
talking about
everything I
that.
say comes from facts, statistics, things that I've actually looked up myself.
Okay.
You clearly don't know enough about your own country, which
Oh,
is
I'm very
sad.
versed in this. I do not lie, and I do
You
not say
live there, and
untruths.
I know more than you, and I
No,
live
just
across the
just you
street.
saying that does not make it true.
I
You've
looked
had-
it up,
Mosquito,
and it
you've
said
had your time.
officers don't need probable cause to ask you to get out of your
Capitalism, if you
vehicle.
would have
Oh,
waited
thank you,
2.5
capitalism.
Capitalism, had you waited 2.5 seconds, I was going to shut Mosquito up and move on to you, because I'm trying to make sure that everybody has a chance before I open the panel for everybody to speak. So with that being said, Mosquito, please go on mute so we can address capitalism, and then we will open the panel, okay?
I would like to
Thank
respond to the Brit, though.
you. Nope, I just
Well,
said
she was
please
wrong.
mute. I said please mute. Now, capitalism, do you still support Trump?
I didn't vote for Trump. I've never supported Trump.
Okay, so I know you said you just turned 18. Sorry. Who do you support?
I'm a Democrat.
Okay. And what would you like to add to the conversation?
Well, I heard y'all were talking about the probable cause needed to remove vehicles. The UK, I don't know your name. It's cut off on my screen. Is Rot your name?
Rotten.
Rotten.
Rot.
She said just look it up on Google, so I just wanted to add that I looked it up on Google and it told me in the U.S. officers do not need probable cause to remove you from your vehicle, and it provided me 2 Supreme Court cases.
Yeah, so
Uh-oh.
it says that to ask to remove you from your vehicle, not physically remove
Oh,
you.
no, they
There's a
will
difference between
physically remove
asking
you if
to
you
get out.
don't.
Mosquito, calm down. Let me speak. It's okay. You'll get your turn.
I don't think so.
So there's a difference between being able to ask someone to get out of their vehicle and physically
Uh-oh.
able to ask someone to get out of their
Too much
vehicle and
truth.
physically taking them out. Also, my name's Robin, by the way. A lot of people just call me like Rotten, but if you want to be a bit more, I guess, respectful, you can just call me Robin.
Okay.
Mosquito, you're not coming up. You were removed for a reason. You're not coming back. You can sit in the comments for a little while. It's called patience.
But
Question here, everybody.
So I guess we're gonna bring Mosquito back up because I think he's the only Trump supporter. Yes.
No, and can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Why do we continue to platform bigots? I mean, I understand, opposition. Now he's going to come up here as Donald Trump is, literally with no guardrails. He's not respectful. He's disingenuous. He doesn't have any facts. He's going to overtalk people when he gets triggered.
But I think it's also our duty as people with like the facts and the statistics and like the level-headed mind to rationally think about these things, to
Oh my
kind
gosh.
of give it back to these people and be like, because
back.
they can yell into a mirror all they want and they're not going to get
To an
any
extent,
backlash for
I
that.
enjoy it as
But we
well.
can absolutely say to their face and be like, no, you're wrong, and here's you being wrong, and it proves them wrong and it makes them think a little bit.
Well,
It's important that they be engaged.
his
Part
mind
of
is.
the but hold on.
his
You
mind
asked
is
a
made
question. You asked a question, and I would like to answer it. Yes, we are speaking to that individual, but as of right now, we have 13 people in here, so therefore, that is not the only person listening.
Oh,
And
I
there may
understand
be
that
other.
point.
You have
Hold
one
up.
person waiting to get
There
up, and
may
it's
be
me.
other
You're
people
speaking
that
to
think
nobody.
and feel the same way,
Oh my
but as
gosh.
they're listening, they
Your live
realize,
is small.
hey, maybe the way I was thinking was wrong, or hey, let me go look up this information to verify. We have to keep in mind that yes, because I trust me, I deal with bigots on a regular basis. I'm part of the LGBT community.
Oh, there's your
That in
problem.
itself, I'm a woman. I'm disabled. I deal with bigots all the time. But there are other ears that are listening, and if I can get through to at least one set of those ears, then I've done my job. That is why now, when it becomes extremely disrespectful to the point that it slurs and things of that nature, yes, they got to go. They got to go quick and in a hurry. But
It's important to engage those people, and also, even though he wasn't, I don't think he was very disrespectful. He was having a debate. Understand there's a lot of people that's worse. A lot of people that don't want to have conversation, just believe what they want to believe, and don't even want to have or dividing us.
not to mention, we also don't want to have an echo chamber.
I understand that too. I remember watching Oprah Winfrey at the height of her career. She was had a platform of white supremacists from Forsyth, Georgia, and in the next 25 years of her TV career, she said she'd never do it again because she recognized that their minds were already made up. Mosquito, why is it that Donald Trump's bigotry, misogyny, and racism, why are those things not a disqualifier for you?
I don't think he has any of that. I think those are words that you make up as a Democrat to hate him and to hate
What did
Republicans.
hold on, Mosquito. What did him and his father get sued for in the 70s?
Apparently, it was for not
Also-
renting to black people in their apartments.
Okay, and that's not racist?
I don't know if it actually happened.
Oh my God.
Okay, then
No.
what about the fact of even still to this day, even after they've been exonerated, that he still calls for the unalivement of the Central Park Five when the individual that actually did the crime openly admitted and confessed, and they were exonerated and released of their crimes, but yet Trump was still calling for their unalivement? What about that?
I don't know that details. I had somebody else in
You don't
another
know
debate.
that either.
Hold on,
So
let me
this
finish.
is- this
Okay, let me
is-
finish
no,
my
no,
statement.
no.
Okay, I can't
This
finish
is
this.
what
Let
I'm
me-
talking about.
It's not a yes no
So
question.
first, Mosquito, first off, I'm a moderator. I'll interrupt you whenever the hell I want to. Second of all, okay, when these things are being brought to you and the answer is, I don't know, that is a problem for me.
Okay, that's
And
how
that
I
is
may
problem
start a
for
sentence.
Stop. That is where it becomes a bigger problem, is because it's the I don't know. And if you're not open to listening and learning and educating yourself, that is when there is the biggest problem ever in this entire world. It's not just here in America.
So
This
they
is
admitted to the
everywhere.
crime when Donald Trump was saying that. They admitted to it.
They did not interrupt and admit to the crime.
They did.
They
Then
had
they
stood
backtracked.
on the fact of their innocence.
Oh.
The individual who committed the crime did confess and was arrested.
Good.
They were exonerated of their crimes and released.
tripled down.
And still to this day in 2025, Trump still insists that they were guilty and still calls for their unalivement.
Okay, maybe
What
he
about-
thinks
what
that.
about
I don't
him-
really
What about him
care.
saying that people in Baltimore are born criminals, a predominantly black city? What about just literally 8 days ago?
I think
Trump
statistically they are.
I'm not done, sir. The
Oh.
Department of Defense and also the Coast Guard under Trump deemed that swastikas, that nooses and Confederate flags are no longer hate symbols. And then after the United States military said we wouldn't do it, and they got backlash, they rescinded it. You know, also, what about them getting rid of or attempting to get rid of the military record of the only woman in this country who's ever led a military regiment, Mosquito? Do you know who that woman was, sir?
You threw a lot at me. No, I don't. But
Well,
maybe
I'm asking you a question.
I don't know.
What about them trying to get? What about them trying to get rid of the military
No, no,
record of the
record.
only woman in this country who's ran a military regiment? Do you know who that woman was?
I don't recall.
Okay, that was Harriet Tubman during the Civil War. Donald Trump
wait,
called
Handsome?
it DEI.
Handsome,
Okay.
give me 1 second.
I mean,
Mosquito again with the mosquito again with the I don't knows. Okay.
Yeah, you're talking about things 200 years ago at this point.
No, sir. I'm
It
not.
doesn't
I'm
matter.
It
But
does.
anyways,
I'm
hold
talking
on.
about things from
Hold
January
on.
25th.
Robin
cutting
has
me off,
stated in the
Renee.
comments that she would like to say something, so I'm trying to give her that opportunity, please.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I really don't want to like interrupt anyone.
Yes, you
'cause
do.
Again, this conversation is super important. But I did kind of want to ask you something, Mosquito, because obviously, like you said, I'm British. You know, I live across the seas. So, if you were trying to explain like American values to me, you know, what makes America great, to a British person, let's say I've never heard of like anything about American politics, what would you list as the 3 key values that Donald Trump shows as being making America great, for example?
I mean, does it have to be Trump or when America, like an
I think I'm
instance when
wording that
America
quite
was
messily,
great?
but I think you get the picture.
Is it America in general or just when Trump doing it?
When Trump, 3 things that Trump is doing or is saying that is like actively making America great, or is
Sure.
Perpetuating the values of America that makes it great.
Yeah, I think the big beautiful bill was a great thing for all Americans. I think that Trump going around to sports stadiums again and being a cheerleader for America is absolutely amazing. And I think Trump has been very presidential on a recent tragedy of an Afghani who came here under refuge and unaliving 2 of our soldiers. It's very sad, but Trump has done pretty good presidential things on that.
Okay, so we'll start with the Big Beautiful Bill. So the Big Beautiful Bill is one of the things that I will never be able to wrap my head around as somebody in the world who cares about other human beings. I'm going to be so honest with you now. First off, the Big Beautiful Bill, I'm just going to call it the bill, because I'm not taking that mouthful every time.
You can call it the BBB.
Robin, give me 1 second. Mosquito, for unaliving who again?
Our 2 soldiers that were unalived, was it yesterday? No, 2 days ago now. The National Guard.
Hold on. 2 of them?
Oh,
Are
sorry.
you sure it was 2 of them
Sorry.
that unalived?
All right. Well, one. I'm sorry. They pew-pewed one.
One
They
of-
pew-pewed 2. Yes, I
One of
understand.
them, they
One-
both got pew-pewed, one
Yes.
unalived. This is where I'm
Right.
trying to correct what you were
I got you.
saying.
I speak
because
fast.
now, shut up. As I stated earlier, when Handsome asked why we have platform bigots and such like yourself, is to be able to make sure that everybody is listening. Well, when you give misinformation, such as 2,
It was a simple
unalived,
mistake,
I'm
but
going
yes.
to correct you.
Okay.
I don't
You can move
care.
on. Oh, you
I'm
don't.
still going to correct you, and that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Anyways, continue. Whoever was talking to him, at this point, I don't care.
That's fair. Sorry, Handsome, I just love to finish. I promise I'll be as quick as I can. So we'll start with the bill. So first off, the bill has taken away the healthcare insurance for so many Americans, thousands upon thousands of them. So a lot of them are going to end up having no health insurance. I don't see how you think that's a positive. Also, things like people in poverty, their housing rights are being taken away and their mortgage rights are being taken away to the point where people aren't going to be able to afford rent anymore. Where you're going to see a huge surge of people, especially families, who are going to be homeless now. I don't see how that's a good thing for America, but well done you. Snaps for you. It's also going to funnel more money into the military, which they don't need. And I'll tell you why they don't need it, because the money that they're currently using in the military, they're not even using all of it. You do know that, right?
I don't
Like,
believe
again,
anything that you
I'm
say.
not trying
I
to
would just.
insult you
Oh,
in like
you've muted
your
me.
patriotism. However, when a British person knows more, I'm 21
You
as well.
don't.
A British
Oh, yeah, you're 20.
21-year-old
I
knows
can tell
more
you're.
than you about your own
That makes a
country.
lot of
I
sense
think
that you're
that's
21.
concerning.
No, you're
No,
21. It
no,
makes a
wait,
lot of
wait, wait.
sense.
Again,
She's
Mosquito,
very
I'm going to stop
uneducated. She has
yet
not been around
again.
very long.
No,
She's very emotional,
Mosquito,
and
I'm
she's a
going to
liberal
tell
white
you
woman. And
again.
liberal white women are the biggest problem in
No,
the country. She's
Mosquito,
very
I'm going to
emotional,
tell
and she's a
you
liberal white woman.
again. Mosquito.
How can I be a liberal when I'm British? I'm
So
not
I
a
want to
liberal,
I
my
Oh
want to
my
guy.
put
God,
this
how
out there
stupid
really
are you?
quick. Okay, yes. Robin is extremely knowledgeable on what is going. I have not
She's
heard
been
her
wrong.
say,
Oh, I'm blocked.
I don't know once
Oh,
yet. But yet somebody who's living
the
in
glitch is
our
back.
country, when asked questions about what's happening in our country, it's I don't know, but yet she's less informed because she doesn't live here. It's very sad thinking, Mosquito.
She's a liberal white woman.
Thank you, Unhinged.
Very
I
low
also want to
informed.
say that instead of
Oh, thank
rebuttaling
you.
my claims with any kind of facts as to
I
the
did.
opposite, you just sit there and go, oh, well, you're British, you don't know anything. Oh, you're
That's
very
not what I
uneducated.
said.
Okay, if I'm saying anything wrong,
I
please
never
give
got a
me the
chance to
stats or
speak.
the websites or literally any
Oh,
evidence that what I'm
websites.
saying is
Yeah.
wrong.
Well, you
Because
never
again,
gave me that chance.
I base my things off actual
Emotion.
facts and
Off
statistics
emotion.
and the real things that are going
Emotion.
on. And I say I'm not trying to insult your patriotism, but maybe I
I'm
am a
not
little
there.
bit.
You
When a
blocked me.
British person
Remember,
who
you
is
blocked
21
me.
years of age knows more about your country than you
Oh.
and can articulate better sentences than you and wait their turn better than you in a panel, I think that says a lot about
Robin,
you as
literally, the
I
only
would
thing
love
I'm
a
going to
word
correct
count
you
of how
on
many
is that
words
is
I
the
got in
farthest thing
versus
from
theirs. Can somebody do that for me?
patriotism.
Create a program.
true.
How many
I
words I
definitely
get in
agree. I
versus
think
theirs
it's
would
also
be
that
amazing.
fake label there.